What's going on, you guys? My name is Morgan and welcome to another video. So today's video, I have 5 facts about dachshunds that you didn't know and you do now. Fact number 1, they are very emotional. So I have 12 dachshunds total. They are the most emotional dogs I have ever had. And I have labs, we've had pits, chihuahuas. They are so emotional. They have like a real emotion. And all dogs have emotion, but these dogs get bothered by the smallest of things. They're like so beyond emotional that it's insane. They get upset so easily. They argue back with you. It's like having a conversation with these dogs because they get so upset with you and they get so emotional when you tell them to do something or when things just don't go their way. Number 2, dachshunds were bred to hunt badgers. No, dachshunds were not made to be a lap dog. No, they weren't made to cuddle. Dachshunds were actually made to hunt badgers. So our dogs, you know, we have different sizes. Probably the top one for hunting badgers is Fuzzy. He's super long, but he's got feet that he's got longer paws that can actually burrow really deep. And then Rosemary will usually get the prey herself. But Fuzzy is good at flushing them out because of his size, and so is Hershey. But Rosemary takes the cake on actually catching the prey. But yes, they were made to hunt badgers. Their size makes it easy for them to get into the holes that the badgers dig. They are aggressive with prey. They have a high prey drive, but they were bred to hunt badgers. And you might say, well, my dog might just hunt a steak. Well, if you put them in a situation and work with them, they will show you their true colors on being hunting dogs and their true instincts. Number 3, there is no such thing as a miniature dachshund and a standard dachshund. So have you looked on the AKC website when it just says dachshund? Or have you looked on gooddog.com when it just says dachshund? Or just in general, dachshunds are dachshunds. There's no miniature and standard. So the miniature and standard is for dog shows, so it decides where they're going to be shown, what size category, what they're going to be shown in. But there's no such thing as a miniature and standard dachshund. They are not recognized differently by the AKC because you can never guarantee what size they're going to be. So just because I have 2 miniature parents height-wise doesn't mean they're going to have miniature babies. I have my mentor dachshund breeder. She's had 2 dogs from the same litter. One is bigger than the other by a lot, and the parents were both standards. So it's like there's no real miniature and standard size. You cannot ever guarantee something. Just because your dogs are a standard sizing doesn't mean they're gonna have standard sizing puppies. It's possible that they can have any sizing puppies. That's just the way it is. I mean, you can do your research. No breeder, well, a lot of breeders do not designate standard and miniature sizing because of this. You know, you buy a standard puppy and it turns out to be a miniature, you'd be upset. That's why I don't do standard and miniature sizings. I'm definitely not going to tell you that I have standard and miniature puppies when in reality that's not a thing. I'm not going to have any, so I'm not going to tell you that. Number 4, they don't all bark. So I have one, Hershey. She doesn't ever stop barking. She is like loud and obnoxious. She barks nonstop. And then I have Fuzzy and Athena and Freya and Nix, who are just absolutely quiet. And then I have 2 litters. I have a litter of puppies, Mocha and Lady. Mocha is quiet. Lady is absolutely obnoxious. She does not ever stop barking. Lady is the most obnoxious little thing of all time. So it is very possible that dachshunds don't all bark. I mean, they get qualified by they just bark all the time. They are seen as barkers and obnoxious, and just that's not how all dachshunds are. They are not all obnoxious and loud. If you've seen us on TikTok or on the shorts, they don't all bark. While my dogs that bark the most, again, are Hershey and Lady, and Zero. Okay, so that's 3 of them. Mocha doesn't bark. Athena hardly barks. She barked one time and it was because I was rolling the window down. Freya doesn't bark unless somebody's here. Rosemary actually doesn't even bark that much. They are not all obnoxious barkers. Number 5, dachshunds are good at knowing your emotions and knowing when you're sick. You have a scent, and dachshunds really latch onto that, especially when you're sick, especially when you don't feel good. when you're upset, you're stressed, the Dachshunds really lock onto this smell and this the attitude that you have. I have pits, I have labs, I have boxers. They don't really attach themselves to you compared to the Dachshunds. I was sick, I had food poisoning the other day, and I had, who all was in bed with me? I had Rosemary, Ruby, Fuzzy, Hershey, Athena, Freya, Nyx, Mia. I had 8 dogs in bed with me, and every hour they'd get up and they would switch out who was gonna lay under my arm. Every hour they'd switch out and they'd take shifts. And I was sick and I had a Dachshund outline of me in bed. But then they weren't crazy that day. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to move. All they wanted to do was be in bed with me. So Dachshunds are notorious for knowing when you're sick. They are notorious for knowing that you don't feel good. And they're notorious for never leaving your side. They will never leave your side when you're sick. I have 12 Dachshunds. They've never left my side when I'm sick. I've had Dachshunds since I was 11 years old. They don't ever leave you. But that is 5 facts about Dachshunds that you might not have known, and you do now. If you knew those, well, stay tuned because I always have more facts about Dachshunds. Dachshunds are what I raise. They're my favorite breed of all time. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Do you have a Dachshund? What's your Dachshund like? But thank you guys so much for watching, and as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys later.